My predecessor, Thomas Gray, wrote in 1769, years before I stumbled upon this vale, that the bosom of the mountains, spreading here into a broad basin, in the midst Grasmere water. From the shore a low promontory pushes itself far into the water, and on it stands a white village, a parish church rising in the midst of it. Above, a broken line of crags that crown the scene, a little unsuspected paradise. As a schoolboy, I would think that what happy fortune were it here to live, and if I thought of dying, if a thought of mortal separation could come in, with paradise before me, here to die. In September 1800, my sister Dorothy wrote to her dear friend Jane Pollard how idyllic our little cottage and small garden was.
The sun is rising, calm and bright. The birds are singing in the distant woods. The jay makes answer as the magpie chatters, and all the air is filled with pleasant noise of water.
And life was idyllic among Grasmere's sweet paradise. It was not until 1805 that the builder began to lay daring hands on Grasmere's privacy and rural charm. The first offender in Grasmere, and the man who lay the foundations of our story, was a Liverpudlian attorney, a wretched creature, wretched in name and nature, of the name Crump, goaded on by his still wretched wife, who bought the site, a grassy spur beneath the more northerly swooshed height of Silverhowe. This land, at the edge of a beck, is the shell of a building, Allan Bank. It stands far above the church's steeple, on that beautiful ridge that elbows out into the vale, and it is a temple of abomination. I feel strongly that mansions are completely inappropriate in mountainous regions because they can never have sufficient dignity or interest. Seriously, this is great vexation to us, as this house will stare you in the face from every part of the vale and entirely destroy its character and simplicity and seclusion.
Our ever-expanding entourage of partners, children and friends, that I was, with a heavy heart, made to leave my cottage, my small paradise and my home, to follow my brother and my soulmate William to Allan Bank. Allan Bank, for all its beauty and roominess, for all our friends, family, guests and books, does have its grievous inconveniences. The damned fires and the bellowing smoke they throw on us every evening, it is uncomfortable for us, and is cold and uncomfortable for the children. Although in the summers it is a child's paradise, with the ample gardens for them to play, and the positioning, well, it is an earthly paradise.
Samuel's daughter, little Sarah Coleridge, has noted how she had never forgotten how we, the four men, discussed the affairs of the nation whilst pacing the dining room, arguing intensely with each other. Myself, Coleridge, De Quincey and Southey would shed the truths of the future and wrongs of our government's past. Perhaps the height and dominance of this house was reflected in my views and work. I wrote, whilst living here, the Convention of Sintra, and Coleridge, in between being besotted with my sister-in-law Sarah Hutchinson and trying in vain to stay half sane, wrote the magazine The Friend, a series of essays to aid the formation of fixed principles in politics, morals and religion, with literary amusements interspersed. not mid the world's vain objects that enslave the freeborn soul, that world whose vaunted skill in selfish interests perverts the will, whose factions lead astray the wise and the brave, and hollow vale which foaming torrents fill with omnipresent murmur as they rave down their steep beds that never shall be still. Here, mighty nature, in this school sublime, I weigh the hopes and fears of suffering Spain. For her consult the auguries of time, and through the human heart explore my way. And look and listen, gathering whence I may triumph, and thoughts no bondage can restrain. The movement and expansion of these villas across the English lakes displayed an invasion of crass new money, and our writings reflected this in a shift from the private to the public.
The damned fires, painted ledges of the rooms are ready for the reception of soot and smoke, requiring endless cleaning, and even then they are never clean. In fact, we seldom have hours leisure, either Mary or I, till after 7 o'clock, when the children are put to bed.
Unfortunately, in 1811, just as soon as we had learned to deal with the smoking, the house was deemed ready for Mr. Crump to move his own family in. And we moved on once again to our new home, the rectory.